Hey, what is up, everyone? Today I'm going to talk about a story that I think is really changing my life. And I'll tell you, it's crazy to think about that the American dream, many think it's getting further and further away. This applies to the European dream, the German, the Swiss dream, etc. But the American dream, it feels like it's getting out of grasp for many people. There was a show published a few years ago, like 5 years ago or so, called Undercover Billionaire. And it's this show to actually prove no, like the American dream is really alive. Like it's alive more than ever right now. And I don't know what got me into it because I was just thinking about, like, hey, is the American dream dead? And then I connected the two. Point is, you know, this show, it really makes you think. It really makes you wonder, okay, what can I do in my life to make my life better and to see if I can achieve a type of dream or success in America or wherever you're at. And so the show, I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything, but Glenn Stearns, he is the star of the show. And he's a very successful businessman. He created, several $100 million, billion-dollar business on lending. And he started from the ground up. He didn't have a lot growing up, so he was like really crafty. He's very intelligent, sharp. He knows how to leverage others. And, the premise is, okay, he has a phone, he has $100, and he has a truck. That's it. He doesn't have anything else. Literally nothing else. And he has to turn that $100 into $1 million in 90 days, or if he doesn't do that, then he has to end up donating $1 million to that company. So it's a really cool thing because either way it's win-win. He either creates a successful business worth $1 million or he has to donate $1 million. So it's really cool, and it's in a short period of time. So it makes you wonder, can I do that? Am I able to do what he's doing? Obviously, he's a very skilled person. He's smart. He's built $1 billion business. So it makes you wonder what we can do in 90 days, right? So, I think reality TV, it can be kind of cheesy. And I just want to say, just give it a view. Give like 1 or 2 episodes of view. It's on HBO. I think it's on Discovery. If you can, just please watch it because it'll make you think outside the box, and it really has for me. But, I came to realize he goes to a random town, and I realize anywhere in the world there's a gap in the market. There's an unfilled, unsatiable need, whether that is coffee, whether that's landscaping, beer, piping, you name it, auto repairs. There's something in every area in the world, and you just need to identify what that is. And this show does an excellent example of looking around and keeping your mind open to opportunities wherever they are. And that right there is key because there are opportunities around us everywhere we go, and sometimes we don't actually take advantage of them. They'll just pass us by, or we'll get distracted. And what this show does is it says, no, like, go outside right now and you may find a couch that someone tried to throw away and it's actually worth, $1,000. It kind of makes your brain think a little differently. And I really, really appreciated that. And then the next thing I, looked at is the importance of staying scrappy. Like many of us, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself here, but I know others may think this too. It's the fact that we need things to be structured. We need things to be laid out. And it really shows the importance of staying scrappy and kind of doing what you can to get over the hump, right? Hustling, not having all the right tools in place, not having everything be perfect, not waiting for every single star to align. It's just, no, like maybe you have 2 out of the 6 things. Okay, maybe that's good enough to get over the line, right? And that's another thing that I really like about this show is it really, really kind of opens the mind as to the importance of staying scrappy. And I think that's something worth looking at. The next thing, having a budget. there were plenty of times where he came into situations where money got tight. I mean, tight, where he was eating ramen. He literally could not, rub two pennies together, right? Where he had to stay in a $25 a night, $50 a night hotel room. Money got really tight for him, and what he did is he budgeted. Maybe he said, you know what, I can only spend $10 at the grocery store. And he did, and it got him through a couple days, right? So sometimes I think many of us think we can't do certain things. We just need to set a budget and be self-conscious of that budget. I'm not going to tell any spoilers here, but I do want to say this, and he acknowledged it, and he mentioned it, and he said in the documentary or the show that no job is beneath you. No job, no matter how low it may seem, nothing is beneath you. And this is coming from a guy, and granted, yes, it was on TV, but this is coming from a guy worth billions, and he was doing some things that I couldn't believe I saw, right? I mean, I would have a hard time doing some of the stuff he was doing, and he did it because he knew he had to do it to get the money to move forward, right? And, I know many of us where we won't pour beer, we won't be a server at a restaurant, we won't do certain things because we think it's beneath us. I'll tell you guys my personal story really quick. When I didn't come from a lot of money. I had some things that were given to me, but I actually had to work at Wendy's. And I'll tell you, it was a great opportunity for me growing up because I learned the value of the dollar. I don't waste things as much as many others would because I had to work and slave and scrub the bathrooms of Wendy's for $8 an hour, right? And that was not a fun experience, but it taught me a lot of important lessons. And I wanted to say that with this as well is like, we can't look in life. Sometimes we need a bad job just to get us through or to build us the confidence to move up and up and up, right? So I think, that's kind of goes into hand in hand and getting your hands dirty to get what you want. Not everything is going to be roses. Not everything is going to be a corporate, cush computer job. Some things require, cleaning toilets, cleaning bathrooms, cleaning the vomit, or, working as a trash man. I'll tell you, there are a lot of jobs out there that do pay more than you'd expect, and they're vacant. Meanwhile, we have unemployment in the U.S. really pretty high, and the labor force participation rate is also pretty low, which means a lot of people are not entering the labor force. So we got to sacrifice our creature comforts to get to where we want. There'll be nights where we have to sleep in our cars. There'll be nights where we have to, maybe forego a steak dinner or a chicken dinner. Maybe we just have to have some noodles in a cup or some yogurt, but we do this, and I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but whenever you eat like a really nice steak dinner or a really nice meal, and it's really filling, right? What do you feel afterwards? You probably feel tired, sloth, lazy, maybe you want to lay down. You know what? If you get a lighter dinner, not saying to do this all the time, I'm just saying, if you have a lighter dinner, you're still a little bit hungry. When you're hungry, what do? You work harder. And you're less tired as well. You're not as, off. So I just wanted to bring that up because I think a lot of us, we may, eat big lunches or dinners or whatever. Point is, it was very interesting to see that in the show, how certain sacrifices were even made on the food aspects as well. I've always known this, and many of us do as well, but it's the aspect of building teams. Really, I didn't realize how important it was until watching this, because this is a guy, doesn't know anyone, new to the community, really has no reputation, and he's really good at winning over and influencing people. He's really good at building teams. He knows their core competencies. And and he's able to like read between the lines too, and that was really cool to see that, he's not someone who, you know he's not like a micromanager. He's straightforward. He's a leader. He's successful, right? And this was really cool to see, from him. And the next thing I looked at too is like he took risks. He took a lot of risks, and I won't say the ones, but like he knew when to cut the losses, and doing that's the key to becoming successful. Cutting your losses and moving forward, right? And I think we got to take risks in life, because if we don't, we're just going to work that 50, 75, 100K job and maybe go up 5% a year and then retire with a couple mil, right? Which, that's fine. That's better than most. I'm just saying, like, we need to take risks. If we want to have that big home, or we want that big, that nice lifestyle that many of us yearn to have, right? Like, we got to take those risks. But we also need to know, hey, is this still worth going down the route? Is this risk still worth it anymore? And we got to know when to cut it. And, it's crazy. And I'm just going to take a quick sip. This is a live, just so you guys know, this is a live podcast. But, guys, I came to realize in this world, there are resources that are so abundant. I mean, everywhere you look, there are opportunities. Everywhere. And it's so important to keep that open mind. It's easy to get caught into the day-to-day, the commute, or the same job you have day over day, going to the calcium mines, the copper mines, the corporate cubicle, the yoga studio, whatever your craft may be. It's so easy to get stuck into that routine, but just keep your eyes peeled on the billboards, on the newspapers you read. Keep your eyes peeled. Go to networking events, meet people, right? Do things that push you outside of your comfort zone. There are opportunities that are absolutely everywhere, and you just got to keep your eyes open to them. And I've known this. I've known most of these things that Undercover Billionaire is showing me. But you want to know what I never thought of is I had this misconception about the American dream. And my misconception, and this is me, Paul, talking, my misconception of the American dream was, yeah, it can still work. You need a big stroke of luck. But generally speaking, if you get 500K or $1 million from the parents or the grandparents or what have you, if you get this windfall of money, you're much more well positioned for success. But what the show demonstrated, that's not the case at all. Now, how much of it is real and fake, I'll let you guys watch it to decide that. But I genuinely think this show was 100% real. I don't think there was anything staged or faked about it. I do think the one thing to keep in mind is he's a very skilled person. Like, he's not, like they dropped him with only $100, a phone, and a crappy truck. But, keeping that in mind, if you look at that, his skills are worth a lot, and that's what really made him hit the ground running. Now, the cool thing is this, though. I think I want all of us to look at this and challenge ourselves. Hey, can we make our American dream happen? Our European dream, our Swiss dream, our German dream, our Southeast Asian dream happen? Can we make it happen? And I think it's possible. I really, really do. Yes, there are people that get a lot of money through an inheritance or through a gift or through an investment. And yes, that's just how the world works, right? But I also think we can't just write it off. Oh, those people are successful because they got stuff. I'm not going to get stuff, so therefore I'm going to stay where I'm at, or I'm going to stay in my current job or role in life. That's not the case. Let this show inspire you keep that open mind and stay inspired, guys, because I'll tell you, I've been really thinking about my life lately. Maybe that's why I haven't posted for a month or two, but I've been thinking about ways I can make my life better and ways that I can improve my situation. And I'll tell you, this kind of gave me a spark, and I'm really, really grateful for that. By the way, I also got an email that we're top 30 podcasts in Switzerland. So thank you guys so much in Switzerland for supporting the channel. Also, there's links in the description. If you want to click any of those, feel free to. They help me and they support my channel. And guys, I'm very glad to be back. I'm glad to share this story with you about Undercover Billionaire because opportunities are endless all around us, and we need to be sure to take advantage of them and not write them off. We need to keep an open mind. The world is abundant, guys. There's so much abundance and opportunity in this world as long as we keep an open mind, are optimistic, take some calculated risks, and are friendly, compassionate, loving, and really know how to work with people and build teams. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much. This means a lot. Satsmate is out.